我这一trận是在苍坤上人的遗迹才得的，这纸帛我见了，这其中究竟有何联系？
In the original novel, these two treasures had no inherent connection whatsoever. They merely happened to be in the possession of Nangong Kui at the same time. However, the animated adaptation introduced an official addition to the lore, completely unifying the origins of these two magical treasures. Both supreme treasures were passed down by immortal Master Kang Kun, the greatest cultivator of the southern heavenly region. Back then, immortal Master Kang Kun was the only person to survive Devilfall Valley. During that expedition, he obtained both the complete Liangyi rings and the Blood Devil sword. Before his death, immortal Master Kang Kun divided the inheritance of these treasures. The yin ring of the Liangyi rings was hidden inside his cave dwelling, where Han Li later obtained it through a fortunate opportunity. The yang ring and the Blood Devil sword were passed down through generations before eventually falling into the hands of his descendant, Nangong Kui. Furthermore, Nangong Kui's appearance after becoming devilized along with the devil markings covering his body closely resembles an ancient devil serving as foreshadowing for this bloodline inheritance. After defeating the devilized Nangong Kui, Han Li immediately assembled the complete endgame equipment needed to conquer Devilfall Valley. The complete Liangyi rings consisting of both the yin ring and the yang ring. The Blood Devil sword. These treasures became the most important assets that enabled him to venture deep into Devilfall Valley. The two magical treasures complement each other almost perfectly, neither can fully replace the other. The Liangyi rings are the ultimate life-preserving treasure. They can counter the origin magnetic divine light, the deadliest restriction within Devilfall Valley, making them virtually the only pass for reaching the valley's deepest regions. Meanwhile, the Blood Devil sword is a weapon created purely for combat. Powered by the wielder's essence blood, the sword unleashes overwhelming devilish power, making it especially effective against ancient devils and the formidable enemies lurking within Devilfall Valley. This also answers a question many fans have long wondered about. Why did Han Li never use both treasures simultaneously? The reason is that their attributes are completely opposite. The Liangyi rings suppress killing intent and stabilize the user's mind. The Blood Devil sword, on the other hand, erodes the soul and nurtures devilish nature. If both treasures are activated at the same time, their powers will conflict with one another, ultimately causing a backlash against their own master. In short, in the original novel, the two treasures merely happen to belong to the same person. In the animated adaptation, however, they are established as parts of the same inheritance, separated before being passed down through generations. One specializes in defense, while the other excels in offense, together forming the ultimate pair of magical treasures designed specifically for Devilfall Valley. They also become the crucial foundation for Han Li's rise to prominence in the mortal realm.
天下英雄如过江之鲫，此番战端出现，万万不可小觑了之说。
This fire python is no ordinary spirit beast. It was born from the condensation of heaven and earth fire spirit. Its master is Q Miao, an early nascent soul stage spellcaster. Divine Master Zhong, Han Li's strictest mentor on the path of cultivation. At that moment, Master Luo descended from the sky. Q Miao and the others immediately bowed in respect. Among them was Tan Wen, the nascent soul stage cultivator, who had previously escaped from Han Li. Divine Master Zhong also arrived. He displayed the ground-shrinking technique, an escape art so fast that it was almost indistinguishable from instantaneous teleportation. After everyone had gathered, the four nascent soul stage cultivators began discussing their plan to invade the southern heavenly region. Divine Master Zhong of the Molung tribe, a late nascent soul stage grand cultivator, completely overwhelmed Han Li with his absolute strength. He pursued Han Li relentlessly for 4 days and 4 nights, refusing to let him escape. The chase forced Han Li to burn his essence blood exhaust every trump card at his disposal, and repeatedly walk the line between life and death. This battle completely shattered his pride, while further strengthening his survival-first Dao heart. The philosophy of remaining cautious, patient and enduring in order to survive. In truth, Divine Master Zhong had more than one opportunity to kill Han Li. However, because the war on the front lines had become too urgent, he was ultimately forced to abandon the pursuit. After the battle, Divine Master Zhong openly praised Han Li's escape technique, stating that its speed was already comparable to that of a mid-nascent soul stage cultivator. That single remark was enough to spread Han Li's reputation throughout the southern heavenly region. He first drove Han Li into a desperate corner, tempering him through life and death trials. Then he publicly acknowledged Han Li's strength before everyone. It is precisely because of this harsh yet effective training that many fans jokingly refer to Divine Master Zhong as Han Li's strict father on his cultivation journey.
将此令速传前线部云鹤长老，一旦失守，黄龙山便岌岌可危。
At the same time in Tiantian City, Wu Ping issued an order commanding Bu Yunhe to hold Tiantai Valley at all costs. Otherwise, Huanglong Mountain would be placed in grave danger. After leaving the Yin Yue sect, Han Li and Nanggong Wan immediately set out to find Song Meng and his two fellow disciples. Since Song Meng and the others were stationed on the front lines, they could lose their lives at any moment. Having always shared a close bond with them, Han Li could not simply stand by and do nothing. Their plan was to help Song Meng complete his mission before taking the three of them away from the battlefield and bringing them to the Luo Yun sect for refuge. When Song Meng and the others learned that Han Li had successfully taken Nanggong Wan back from the enemy, they were utterly astonished and could hardly believe it. They had assumed Han Li was merely there to assess the situation. Instead, he had actually brought Nanggong Wan home. Even so, everyone was genuinely happy for him. For all these years, Han Li had walked the path of cultivation alone. Now with Nanggong Wan by his side, he would no longer have to endure the endless loneliness that accompanied the long road ahead. While searching for survivors, Han Li and Nanggong Wan unexpectedly discovered a group of black-robed cultivators hiding beneath the ground. The group was operating a secret formation to gather the surrounding souls. At a single glance, it was obvious they were up to no good. Without hesitation, Han Li destroyed the formation, captured every one of them, and used the soul search technique to uncover their identities. The results revealed that they were all disciples of the Yinluo sect from Great Jin, to harvest a massive number of souls. They had secretly aided the Molang tribe in its invasion of the southern heavenly region. This episode plants numerous important clues, while also portraying some of the rare heartwarming moments along the path of cultivation. On one hand, it highlights the bond between fellow disciples. Han Li never forgot the safety of Song Meng and his companions doing everything he could to ensure they survived. In the cold and ruthless cultivation world, this only makes the value of genuine human bonds shine even brighter. On the other hand, dangerous undercurrents are quietly gathering strength. The Yinluo sect is secretly collecting souls, while the Molang forces are covertly preparing for war. Every seemingly peaceful scene is actually laying the groundwork for the coming Huanglong Mountain campaign. Brotherhood grudges and the conflict between races gradually intertwine. Viewers are treated not only to the warmth of companions standing shoulder to shoulder and fellow disciples protecting one another, but also to the unmistakable realization that the path of cultivation has never been peaceful. For behind these fleeting moments of warmth, an even greater storm is silently approaching.